Hey guys.
Hello.
Hi.
All right. I typically start my interviews by just asking that everyone introduce themselves and tell what they do in the band, just for my viewers so they know.
I'm Briar and I play guitar.
I'm Nico. I'm the vocalist.
I'm Tim. I play drums.
And our bass player unfortunately had to work, so he was not able to make it.
Okay. I understand.
Sorry.
All right. So I'm just gonna give a little background on the band to start with. How did you guys get together? How did Little Evil form?
Um, so funny enough, it actually started when I won a karaoke contest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'd been like really involved in the music scene for a while, and there was a music foundation in the name of Molly Hurley, who was a local that passed. And for their fundraiser for scholarships, they were doing a karaoke contest. And I entered and I won $500 and I reinvested all of that money to try and make like a demo essentially.
Yeah.
Uh, and then slowly we started pulling people in.
The infamous demo.
The demo, it's
The
it's
demo.
terrible and you will never hear it if I have any say in the matter.
We're not releasing.
We're not
that
releasing
demo?
that. No.
Oh, yeah. Someday we can convince Nico to
Oh my
release
gosh.
the demo.
I'm sure
One
there's
day.
a number, right?
Yeah,
Very Fiverr quality.
Yeah.
It literally, yeah.
great.
Yeah, it was drums from our original drummer and then my vocals and just a guitar player I found on Fiverr to play like very generic cowboy chords. But yeah, so the bass player and I, we've been friends for a really long time, and I kind of roped him in against his will. Um, and it took a while to find a guitar player that really vibed with us. But then eventually Briar came and jammed with us, and
Yeah.
it went really, really well. And it was kind of like one jam, and okay, here we are.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then our last drummer, he was Vietnamese, and he was going back to Vietnam for a period of time. So I mean, we left the band on very good terms, but that did mean we needed to fill his shoes, and we found Tim, who is, in my opinion, locally famous.
The man.
He's very good at what he does, and I said, I know you're going to say no, but can you please play with us?
Not doing anything.
Wait, really? I was in another band at the time. But
Yeah.
It was it was a cover band. We didn't play out more than about once a month. So I had room for it in my schedule. And that band fizzled out probably about within, I don't know, about 9 months of me joining this band.
Yeah.
So
They were fun. I miss them.
yeah.
Fidelio. Miss Fidelio.
Long live Fidelio.
Good band.
Should have wore the shirt.
So how did you guys land on the name Little Evil?
Okay, so
Oh boy.
they have a song called
Little
Little
Devil.
Devil, right?
Right.
Before there was a band name, there was Little Devil. And for I don't know how long there was a language barrier thing. Our old drummer thought we were saying Little Evil. And we, because of the language barrier, didn't realize he was saying Little Evil and we were saying Little Devil. And when we finally found out that he was saying Little Evil, it was just we needed a name and we just kind of
And
like
it stuck. Okay.
And it's
That's a
not
good, that's a good story. That's a good band name story.
yeah.
Thank you.
It's very unique.
I like the song. I mean, I wrote it, so hopefully I like
like
it. But
I do too.
thank you.
I'm quite partial to that one. I was actually going to ask you about that song. So good
Thank you. Well,
segue.
I mean, I can dive into it. Because yeah, I was more than okay with having a band name that related to that song because I mean, the heart that I put into that song is something that's very important to me. It's about, I mean, the rejects in a way. And so having that kind of go along with our band title, like we want the weirdos, we want the ones that have been pushed away from society because those are our people.
Right.
Uh, but Little Devil specifically, I was working at a residential facility for children with extreme behavior disorders or extreme behaviors, I guess I should say. Um, and just to put it broadly without spending 20 minutes going into the details of this story, it was about just how they get treated.
Right.
You know, a lot of kids just are not given a fair chance. If you're taught to act a certain way, you're going to act a certain way, and then people are going to treat you a certain way because you act a certain way. And then the people that taught you to act that way don't like you because you act that way. So it came from a phone call I had to listen into between one of the kids and his guardian, we'll say. And all she could do on his birthday was just go on and on about everything he'd ever done wrong. She hadn't talked to him for 6 months, and she
Yeah.
started going on and on, like, "Oh, remember the time you took my credit card? Remember the time you ran away?" And then she started calling him names, and one of them was, "You're nothing but a little devil." And at that point, I hung up the call, and I wrote that song while I was driving home from work that day because I was pissed.
Right. I can imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess it's for those kids more than anybody.
Well, that's good. So, while we're on the topic of songs, let's talk about Graveyard Kisses. Okay, because I really like this song. It wasn't the first one I heard by y'all, but I know it was the one that stuck the most, I think. And I would love the story behind it because I really like it. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Okay.
Is there a story? I know there's not always some big story behind a song, but
Honestly, that one's more of a daydream. Like I was just thinking in my head, like, man, what is my ideal date? And I actually wrote like a little tiny short story.
oh,
And
okay.
and then that turned into the song. Yeah. There's not a big crazy. I wish I had some cool story about this thing that happened in a graveyard sometime. But
The
Just one
super
time I was.
philosophical meaning of making out in the graveyard because you're just that goth.
hell yeah.
That's it. That is it.
That's it. That's all there is to it.
There
Yeah.
you go. You're that goth. Okay. So with that, how does the writing how does the writing process in the band typically go about? Like how do y'all typically put songs together? Is there a process or is it just
So Nico keeps us in this room right here, and we all live down here. Every now and then she'll bring us food, and she'll be
Yeah.
like, "All right, start
Have
like
you written
ripping
anything
up," and
yet?
be like,
right
"Give me some
now?
more music, write some more songs."
Write some hits.
I lock everyone in with a gun outside the door like the Ramones.
Yeah, if we don't write a song this week, we don't get fed.
That's not at all what I was expecting you to say.
No, really, like a lot
Well,
of
this took a turn.
a lot of the songs genuinely start out with like Nico's either lyrics, or she'll have like the rough outline of a song, and then each of us will just kind of, so in any given part, it's like, okay, the drums are like this, and Tim, as an actual drummer, will interpret it and be like, oh, you mean like this? And she's like, yeah, that one. And then the same for all of us. So like she'll have like a chord progression. I'm like, that's cool, but what if I did it like this instead? And she's like, yeah, that one. And then she'll come up with, she already had the lyrics in most of the song structure usually.
I am incredibly fortunate to have bandmates that take the things I hear in my head and put them out into the real world somehow.
Make it.
Yeah, because I mean, I can't describe it. And a lot of times it's even cooler than I can imagine. Like, I mean, some of the chord progressions, I'll bring Briar something simple and basic, and then she'll have some really cool, like, diminished eighth chord structure where her hands like this and like perfect.
That's it. That's it exactly.
Or sometimes
Yes.
or like the one song that Alex, our bass player, just wrote.
Yeah.
There's also that one. He just kind of wrote that one.
Yeah. So I mean, there are
Yeah.
exceptions.
Yeah, with that one, I mean, I just kind of interpreted the drums based off of what I heard Kim playing before it, and I don't know, just built off of it a little bit. Took my liberty with like some of the fills and stuff. But
Yeah, that one's Down. Down is the one that Alex wrote. And then we had drums, but Tim made the drum intro that you hear before the song Down, the da 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 da, that was all Tim.
yeah, that wasn't there, and I was trying to come up with some type of a rhythmic motif to like get through the whole song, and that's where that came from.
I'm just so impressed with that because I have no musical ability whatsoever, and I love it so much. And to think that some people
I'm a drummer, and I have no musical ability either.
Okay, so on that topic, how did you get started playing drums?
Well, I mean, it's it's interesting because my mom teaches dance at a dance studio, and she's actually been doing that for over 50 years now at this point. Something like 55, 56 years. Yeah. Yeah, long time. And so I was always around her at home working out like dance routines and stuff. So I heard her counting, and I think I just kind of internalized a bit of a count from hearing the music and hearing her count it out and try to figure out dance moves. And it just, I don't know, I guess hearing rock music as I grew up made me want to like play the drums because I didn't really want to like dance at the studio. Like it was just it was the way that that stuff she was doing at home came out of my own head with what I wanted to do. And I
Right.
eventually begged her into getting me a drum set from some guy over in like central Iowa. And she thought it was just going to be another uh like another video game, a fad, like, oh, he'll get tired of it in like 6 months or something like that. And no, I still have those drums somewhere. They're up on my steps up here in my, because we're down in the basement here at my house. So
Oh, okay.
yes.
I never put that together. Like your mom teaches dance and there's counting and rhythm. I never put that together. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
The same question for you, Nico.
Like when did I start singing?
When
Yeah.
did you start drumming?
When did I
When
start?
did you
Well, we
start
can talk
drumming? Yeah.
about that.
Sorry, excuse me. Hang
I was
on.
in drumline. Let's go. No, man, according to my mom, I sang before I could talk. Like that sounds like a cliche, but literally I sang before I could talk. My mom tells me stories sometimes of so her and my grandma were in choir together for the church. So I would go to choir practice with them and I would kind of just sit quietly in the back and do my own thing. And then on the way home from choir rehearsal, I would sit in the back of my mom's car and make little parodies of their church hymns about how tired I am and how much I want to go home and go to bed. Um, then on the other side of that, my mom was a bartender, and so sometimes I would be at the bar with my mom and my dad, and there was a jukebox at the bar, and actually, who ended up becoming my stepmom in a funny turn of events, introduced me to the jukebox. So people around the bar would give me quarters to go put money in the jukebox, and I didn't really have a lot of exposure to music that wasn't church music at that point in time. So there was a song that was all letters, and it was TNT by AC/DC. Was the first song I ever played on a jukebox, and from there it just kind of expounded.
You already know, Briar, you're next.
I'm just guessing. I've just been guessing the whole time. I grew up, the first guitar I had, I was like in preschool, and my mom was a babysitter. And I was out at preschool one day and I came home and my cousin had jumped over my guitar the long way as a game and then didn't get all the way across, so he jumped right in the middle of it. So ever since preschool, I kept asking my parents for a guitar every Christmas, and they just kept not getting me one until I was 13. And I got one of them crappy Esteban guitars that used to be on like the sales channels or whatever.
Esteban on QVC.
Yeah, it was like one of those commercials that would come on for an hour at like 2 a.m. or whatever. And it was Esteban. And he had like the hat and the glasses and everything. And the guitar was very poor quality. So when I got it and I couldn't play the chords, I started crying. And so I started taking guitar lessons. And then I found out it was not just that I was new at guitar, but I also had a really bad guitar.
Right.
And then my guitar teacher had one that, because I had a paper out and I bought one from him, started getting lessons when I was like 14. And I was supposed to learn like classical and jazz and like all this structured stuff, but I was lazy and rebellious and I wanted to play punk rock. So I'm a failed classical guitarist who landed in punk. So I still have the roots, but I wouldn't call myself a classical or jazz guitar player, but
Right.
that's the background. But I just kind of leaned towards, I really liked punk and metal and stuff like that.
Rebellion.
Got into the local music scene, played with one band, and then found this band, and then just didn't stop. It's just fun.
So who are y'all's biggest influences? You knew this question had to come up individually and as a band. I don't know if it's a different answer or
would like to start? Would you like me to start? Okay.
Biggest influence.
Let me see. Some of my biggest influences, I would say, early on would be like Lars Ulrich from Metallica, and like Dave Lombardo from Slayer, and let me see, Vinnie Paul from Pantera, and later on, obviously have expanded my listening palette to like a bunch of other people that come from like progressive metal genres and stuff. I'm probably like one of the bigger metalheads in the band here. I mean, Briar's good competition, but yeah, I'm the OG metalhead
Yeah,
here.
you listen to the real metal.
Yeah, yeah. The posters are back,
Yeah.
and you can't see
Yeah.
them. We tried, but they're they're too far back. And yeah, so nowadays, Thomas Hack from Meshuggah is he's one of my favorite persons to listen to. Although I can't say that I play a lot of music like him in the music I'm playing here. It's much too odd time signature for what we're doing right now. But I mean, hey, there's always the future of what we write.
True.
We can always start counting in 11.
I'm
excited.
all game. No, I love funky time signatures. I've brought it up before.
Alternating time signatures. We have one measure and one weird time signature, and the next one goes to another.
7, 6,
Yeah,
7.
no one's
8.
gonna be able to clap to it or bob their head. They're just gonna have to like start playing on a calculator and be like, "No, what was that? Oh, I see how you did that
Mathcore.
there. Oh, wow,
Okay.
clever. I really like
The future of Little Evil is a mathcore band.
Yeah,
Nice,
Bring
like a
your-
retro mathcore band.
bring your abacus.
My biggest influences, I feel like they're a little obvious, but I'm really influenced by the women of rock of like the 2010s, essentially 2000s, 2010s. So I don't think I've ever gotten through any kind of interview about anything without bringing up Lizzie Hale of Hailstorm. That is, I want to be her someday. Like that's who I'm trying to be when I grow up. I try really hard to implement the variety of vocal techniques that she has is what I want to be able to have because she can do the soft, she can do the growly, she can do the powerhouse. And I want to be able to do all of that. I've been listening. Oh my goodness. I mean, she's been my favorite vocalist and that's my favorite band for 15 years. So very big into them. I was big into Evanescence as a teenager. I love Chester Bennington, Linkin Park, specifically.
Yeah.
Yes. Then you have some smaller name bands that were not small to me at all, like New Year's Day, Fit for Rivals, just a lot of female fronted rock that I got to look at and be like, I could do that. There were some incredible women that paved the way for my generation.
Right. That is very true. And you're up.
Okay. I grew up as like a very sheltered, homeschooled Christian 4 or 5 times a week kid, and so for a long time I thought that all music was like those like little kid cassette tapes you put in, or like hymns, or like the ones you sing at church, which are good, but I thought that's like literally all music until one day I found my dad's cassette tape collection, and there was this white cassette that had a EV in red. And I put that in, and I was just curious, and I heard Eddie Van Halen for the first time, and I was like, what is that? Like, I didn't even know that was like a possibility of things you could do with sound. And then from there was a channel that I grew up watching called TVU, because we had like this Sky Angel Christian programming thing that was like 90% televangelists, and then Little House on the Prairie. But there was one channel that had music, but after like 10 p.m., they had a segment called Battery, which was like all these early 2000s like Christian metalcore bands like Under Oath and August Burns Red and Haste Today and yeah, and Devil Wears Prada and all that kind of stuff. And then after I got into that, there was just everything was punk and that just led into everything punk and metal after that. And I was like, if it's got loud, distorted guitars and people acting like maniacs, I'm in.
You don't ask a lot. Here are the
Nah, not really.
requirements.
Just give me like I want to see you have passion and noise.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, is there anyone you listen to that might surprise people, though?
Oh, my favorite band is Daft Punk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like for all that punk and metal and stuff, like Random Access Memories is my favorite album of all time. I love that.
that's fair. What about you, Nico?
Oh, geez. Well, so I'm also a DJ and I do karaoke. So, I mean, it's kind of in my job description to listen to everything.
Yeah.
I think, man, that's hard because I do. I mean, I love my rock music, but also in general, I just like music. I listen to literally anything. I like the Living Tombstone. That's like nerdy YouTube electro music. Um, I actually really like Dua Lipa, but my heart is definitely in the rock music.
And Tim, do you have anybody?
Oh yeah, my guilty pleasure band is the band Extreme from like way back in the 90s. Probably one of the first things I ever heard that like kind of amazed me in terms of like guitar work and stuff. Nuno Bencourt is pretty amazing, and I don't know the kind of music that they wrote and the the range of different styles that came from that band really like impressed me, and I always enjoyed the funk metal stylings that they did. I listened to a lot of trance. I like trance and like glitch core type stuff, like computer sounds and like things like that. Like a band that I like a lot is called Igor with three R's. Igor. They're French, and it shows really bad.
Oh, and it shows.
I love it.
I always say that it's nothing's a guilty pleasure, but my mom thinks that the fact that I listen to such a wide variety of stuff is so weird. She's like, you go from Alter Bridge being my favorite band in the entire world to I listen to industrial metal. I like Tim Skold a whole lot, and she does not get that at all, even though she went with me to see him. And then I'll throw on like I'll be listening to early 2000s like hip hop, and she's like, I don't know where that comes from. And I'm like, it's just the generation I am. It was everywhere, you
Yeah,
know?
we all have a musical center.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I'm a little older. I'm in the band here, so my musical center is like mid 90s. So yeah.
And I'm the baby, so I'm like, I don't know, Justin Bieber, Usher
Oh
era.
no.
Yeah, yeah. That was what was popular. I guess like Miley Cyrus. Yeah.
I'm borderline somewhere between y'all because I remember the 90s very, very well. Um, the Backstreet Boys being my first like
Backstreet Boys Millennium
first.
album was the first CD I ever bought.
Okay,
I
thank
was like
you.
9 years old, and I went to the CD store with my dad, and I think he was getting like Pink Floyd or something, and like they had like the headphone things where you could listen to random samples,
Yep.
and it was the "Who You Are" Where You Are song, and I was just like a little 9-year-old, and I was like, that was it, and I wanted the whole album. And my
Yeah.
dad was like, "No, I don't get that one. Get something like this." He was trying to get me to get something like not
Something
the Backstreet
wholesome.
Boys. So, yeah, he did not want. I don't know why he wanted
Well,
to.
it's like no judgment, but like, my parents would get me. I had classic rock that I liked. Obviously, I was raised on it. So they bought me Tom Petty's Into the Great Wide Open. That's the first CD I remember them buying for me specifically to own. It was mine. And then when I got my own money, I bought the self-titled Backstreet Boys album. And I think I disappointed my dad, but my mom was like, well, she's got to have her boy band phase. We all do. It's fun. So, and
Yeah,
I
Jonas
told
Brothers was my boy band.
you,
I was there just in time to see the MTV, like when I was into the Backstreet Boys, and they like followed them into like a theme park. And there was just like a day with the Backstreet Boys in the theme park, and it was on MTV. And I remember that. That was pretty good.
So I missed MTV entirely. So
We got like the
They've been
very
teaching
tail
dances
end of
to like all that music like the entire time at my mom's studio. Like I've been exposed to it on a yearly
Oh,
basis
I'm
for
sure.
ever.
Yeah. I can imagine. I bet you got Britney Spears worn
At
out.
least one boy band banger's got to be in every recital.
we play a boy band banger too.
Yeah, we actually do.
we play a
We bang
Backstreet
it a little
Boys
harder
song.
than they do, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That makes me love y'all even more.
It's definitely not the Backstreet Boys version of yeah.
I'm really big on the I love the taking a pop song and making it like I love when anyone takes a genre a song from a different genre and turns it into something else. I think that's so fun. Like that never gets unfun.
Originally that was the concept that we were going to do with all of our covers. Like we have a Backstreet Boys cover, we cover Kerosene by Miranda Lambert, but all of them are very much, like rocked up, and we make them our own. But then we started just kind of having fun playing rock songs, so now we have a bit of both. Yeah.
That's fair. So
There's a certain aspect to gigging around here in Southeast Iowa that makes it easier to kind of run your own show, and a lot of the venues want like a long form show, like 3 or 4 hours of like entertainment from the band. And a lot of those guys just play cover music in with those bands and do good, bad, or however they're gonna do, I guess. And this band like mixes the covers with the originals with the reinterpreted covers, and I like the mix. It's unique around here. I don't see a lot of other people doing this stuff in Southeast Iowa.
Yeah, it's a way to get to, original music is really our passion. It's what we want to do. But
right.
if we want to gig out around here, you have to play covers. I mean, you don't have to, but there's a lot of bars. If you want gigs that
you want to pay for gas,
if you want to pay for gas, yeah.
In this
There's
economy,
if you want to play just originals, you can do half-hour sets all the time, but you're getting like, I don't know, 10 or 20 bucks.
Right. So our set, it was 50-50. I think at this point it's more like 60% covers, 40% originals, because we have a bunch of originals that we haven't released anywhere yet. We're trying to record a bunch of them and get more out. I think we probably have like 12 original songs altogether now.
Oh,
that sounds about
are we gonna
right.
sit and count them? Give me a second.
Oh boy.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Written down back here.
No. Yeah.
I can't read it. We scoot forward too much.
We have what, like 5 or 6 out now. Riverview, Little Devil, Down.
Graveyard
I mean,
Kisses.
I guess
Music video.
music video.
Music video.
Graveyard Kisses. That's number 5. Number 6. Fortify
And Crooked Man.
and Crooked Man.
Yep. Yeah. Those are songs that we would like to re-release someday, because they're not really up to the quality that we'd like our songs to have. But until we get a remake of Fortify and Crooked Man, we're not going to take them off, because we still want them to be available for the people that want to hear them. But someday we're going to do a much better release of those two songs.
We had a time period where it was really difficult to find a producer, and we also learned the real value of a producer, because like I've had, not just in this band, but in all kinds of other bands, like I've played the same guitar in all projects, and I've had like the same style, and like the people around me change it. But my point is, like, I've seen the wide variety of different things that different producers will make it sound like when I'm doing like, a note is a note. Like if I'm doing like bend or whatever, but like one producer will make it sound huge, and someone else will make it just sound kind of like dinky dink. Some people are going for like a completely different sound than you have in your head, and some people just get it like, oh, I know what you need.
Yep.
Right.
So it's kind of a process to find a producer that was hearing the same end goal that we were hearing. And so there was a couple songs that we were, we still wanted to put stuff out and get it done, but we hadn't found our dude yet.
Yeah, we record the band here in my house. I have a whole recording setup here that I've like worked on building for a while in my home. And I mean, acoustically, I could always like strive for larger spaces because I'm a drummer and I want a big room to record drums in. But I'm getting really good results from what I have here, and I do feel a little bit weird about doing the final mix myself when I'm involved with the project. So we do like seek an external person to do the final mix of the music that we record. But yeah, I track everything here for the band right now.
Okay. So back to the subject of live shows.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite part about playing live? I get a lot of variety of answers on this, and so I always ask.
I like feeling it because I don't know, like practice doesn't necessarily have the same kind of volume level that a live show has. And while I try to protect my hearing as much as I can, because you only get one set of them so far, I do enjoy just like hitting my kick drum and feeling it from having it being amplified. Just the kind of sound that I get from being in a bigger space and playing the drums, and just the interaction I get from people that enjoy the music that I play.
The energy, when it comes to feeling it, you can like feel a room come alive from the energy that you're putting into it and they're putting back into you. It's so cool. We've gotten to the point, we're fortunate enough to have a very supportive local scene. And there are original songs that we play and people know the words and they sing with us. And that is just the coolest thing in the world to me, of having a room full of people wearing our t-shirts, singing songs that I wrote.
Yeah.
Like that literally has been like my dream my entire life, is just that moment. And I've gotten to live that dream moment over and over and over again. And I don't know if not a lot of people are that lucky.
Yeah, that energy back in, like, okay, my favorite thing is especially when we're either have a new song we wrote or a new cover that we learned, and it's just like you start playing those first few notes of the song, and then just like a section of the crowd will just start freaking out over something, and it's just like, yeah, and it's like you had to sit with that, like,
yes,
yeah, you had to sit with that for however many hours to get it down just right when you were at home, and you're just like doing nothing else but playing it like half speed or a quarter of the speed to a metronome, trying to make sure you're not messing it up. And then once you take it into a show, and then it like gives people like, you can tell that they like it and you're making the evening or whatever. It's just like, yeah. And then you like do the like, I see you see it. And then we're both just like, yeah. And then like everyone's just going for it.
So we did a Perry Mason by Ozzy Osbourne was one of our more recent covers, and the last time we played that at kind of our home base bar, which we're playing this weekend. The owner,
Long Branch in Fort Madison, Iowa. That's our center.
Yeah. It was the first show we ever played was at Vinny's, but we started playing that, and the bar owner, you can see him just pushing through all the people, and he took my microphone at the end of the song because he wanted to make sure everyone knew like this was cool. So much love to Chris and Tara Vincent. They've been really good to us.
He's a big Aussie fan, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
They both are. Yeah.
Don't worry, Tara.
That was a total me vote on getting to play that song. I pushed real hard.
What's the one Hailstorm covered?
Well, it was okay. So the final Ozzy Osbourne, the final Black Sabbath concert, like Hailstorm performed that song live, and it was.
So it all ties together.
Oh, it was so good.
Perfect.
And I was like, man, we got to play that. That's so good. Lizzie Hale's doing it, and she's going to like eat that alive.
Nail it, obviously.
This is already a done deal. I don't need to give it to you.
I didn't argue.
I bet not. I wouldn't have either.
And then poor Briar over here is like, oh no, you just
like you're making me learn Zach Wild.
Yeah, you just threw Zach Wild at me.
Well, any era Ozzy, the guitar is going to be the hardest part.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Well, no, Tim's got some fills.
Oh well.
Ozzy also has a lot of breath. I don't know how Nico like keeps going without going. Sometimes
Ozzy has a lot of overdubs.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's the effect, but I don't have overdubs.
I love him to death, but his studio albums are very multi-track.
Yeah.
With that in mind, okay. Is there anything that you do specifically to prepare for a show? And we'll start with Nico on that one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty open about it. I have it's this little black tea container. It's actually it's from Starbucks, but it's like a hot tea container, and I have dedicated it to shows because there's this really nasty tasting tea. It's made from slippery elm root. It's called throat coat tea. And it tastes horrible. I put honey in it to try and cover it up. It doesn't matter. And now the cup tastes like throat coat tea, so I don't use it for anything else ever. That taste has not come out. You can smell it. Um, but I always I have that. I usually try and drink on it like at about an hour before a show, and then it'll last me through the beginning of the show too. Yeah, that is my thing, and it's saved me some days. There have been some rough turnarounds. There have been. I mean, we live in rural Iowa. When people start farming, there is pollen in the air. Like,
Oh my.
Our
Yeah.
our air quality goes up and down a lot depending on like harvest season or whatnot.
so that tea has
Yeah.
been a lifesaver, as disgusting as it is.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of like pregame kind of like prep that I do. Maybe like I stretch a little bit and just kind of geek out over making sure everything's where it needs to be. As a drummer, I know that I have to take my Legos apart and put them back together every time I play. So sometimes it feels like it's not my drum kit that I put back together on stage. So I have to solve that before I can start playing. So yeah, that's a definite part of like what happens before I actually start performing.
I think the last show, Alex, our bass player, jokingly told you to get out a protractor. Yeah.
I was impressed that that little riser was the exact same size as my carpet.
Yeah.
And then I set up too far back on the carpet and slipped off of it, off the
Oh,
riser.
is that what happened?
Yeah.
I did not. I was facing the opposite direction. I missed
So
all of that.
I had to like turn my leg around. I usually try and keep the tripod with one leg to the very back because it won't tip back when I have it like that. But then the problem is that I use up the most space and I used up too much. Ran out.
Wow. I mean, you
I
kept
didn't fall
playing.
I didn't fall that far and I didn't miss that much. And I can find my way back into it. But I was like mad.
I did not even notice. I just turned around and I said, "Oh, Tim does not look happy."
I was mad.
I
and
didn't
had
hear
to tell Briar,
anything.
like, stop. No, not the next song. I gotta not fall off the stage. For the
Wow.
next song.
You covered that very well.
What rating is this interview?
Oh no.
You know what? No holds barred. Go for it. You do whatever you gotta say.
We have fans that are young children, just so you know that we have
Do I?
followers that are young children. We do.
Oh yeah, y'all do actually.
We do.
A little bit.
Espresso, a nice iced latte. You gotta get that caffeine in you.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
come on.
Espresso.
Yeah, and sometimes, I like to get the straw, like you get that espresso drink, right? And you just kind of, yeah, espresso drink.
I think when it's green, they call it matcha.
Yeah, the matcha.
That's it. There you go. Matcha.
Yeah.
Matcha, dried matcha.
Alex and I usually do a shot too. I like to do a shot of honey whiskey before I go on.
I'm not a fan of alcohol personally, so I stick with the lattes.
Yeah.
I got to keep it below a moving violation or I hurt myself on the drum kit.
Yeah.
I start
Well,
punching.
I don't drink a lot of shots. I usually only have the one shot, but again, I think it helps with the vocal
I
cords.
was about to say, I imagine it.
Yeah.
Would loosen it up. Well, now that Tim has admitted to a faux pas on stage, does anyone else have any embarrassing on stage stories?
Oh man.
Hang on.
I
You.
have this. So, a few years ago, I decided to finally get with it and stop being such a reluctant to change old head. If I don't know. So I used to strictly play through tube amps, and that's it. No, nothing, just guitar straight into the tube amp because that's what's punk rock. Ugh. And then all these emulators started coming out when people with their pedal boards, and I was like, well, I play guitar, I don't play the pedals. Ugh.
I used to have tubes more available.
So I finally came around and I got the pedals. And the amount of times that I have like mispressed one of the things, and it's like we got ready to go into like this guitar solo section, and then it's just clean guitar, and it's just I'm expecting wah! Or something like that. It's just like
This is what she's talking
yeah,
about.
and then I
Exactly.
accidentally went on the clean channel instead, and it's just like doink, Like, oh, that sucks. And it's like getting ready, just ready for the guitar solo. So it's not like anyone's gonna miss it because that's like the focal point. It's just like plink. So getting used to the pedal board has caused a few little mishaps for me.
Guitar and like guitar amps is a
Yeah.
very it's a very circular kind of thing because the guitar player plays sound and then the sound comes out of the amp and then the sound goes back into the guitar and it like loops like that, and that's part of the feel of the guitar. And I mean, I actually understand that because I'm not really a guitar player, but I'm a big tech guy and I work on guitar amps. I've probably got more guitar amps than a lot of guitar players have.
Tim can fix anything.
Not guitars because I'm left-handed. So I like there just isn't enough for me in the world. If I was right-handed, I would randomly have like 10 guitars by now at this point in my life. So, but I don't. But yeah, 10 guitar amps? Yeah, maybe, kind of. Yeah.
That's currently you are sitting
more
on an
more
amp.
than I have drum kits.
Our-
That's
our
kind of embarrassing to say.
Speaker is sitting on an amp, and Tim is using an amp as a table.
We've got
That is so rock and roll, guys. Y'all are great.
five just sitting
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
So we played a show. It's Fort Madison does porch stock every year, which we're from Fort Madison. That's where Vinny's is. That's where we're based out of. Even if we practice in Burlington now, we're from Fort Madison.
3 of us live in Burlington.
I live in Fort Madison.
I was born and raised in Fort Madison. That's why I knew the people that know Nico. Well, I mean,
we've all lived in Fort Madison at one point.
I'm probably going to move back there at some point in the near future, so we might actually be based in Fort Madison again.
So we're from Fort Madison. But Fort Madison does an event called Porch Stock, which is a lot of communities have something similar where a bunch of bands set up outside in different locations and you can wander around to the different bands wherever they're playing. So Fort Madison's Porch Stock is their version of that. Well, last year it started downpouring, like torrential downpour. It was not raining. It was whoosh. Yeah, and they put us under these tents in this guy's yard, and it got to the point where I mean,
it's not going to rain that much.
It was supposed to stop. It did not stop.
Stupid weather.
I mean, it got to the point where the tents were hanging down because they were holding the water. It was like down past Briar and I's heads.
There's a good video of it online.
Everything turned out okay in the end, but
that got a lot of views on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that video actually.
It went over really well.
I think that's our most viewed video to date on social media.
I think we have a more viewed one on YouTube now.
Oh, okay.
I think it was when I re-edited the lightsaber battle.
Oh no!
Oh, that's a whole other story.
No.
Okay, hold on. I have to finish this story before we talk about the lightsaber battle.
My Star Wars pajamas. I can't plug those.
So we're playing in this torrential downpour, and we find out okay, we've got to call it after this because I think we made it. It was 3 hours. I think we only stopped 15 minutes early, so very proud of us. But Alex's bass was going in and out and starting to not work, and I had this bright idea to run out into the rain and sing with everybody and just get coated in rain, which is I think part of that video. And I did that. I did that until my microphone stopped working because it had gotten so much water in it that it was just done. And then I went back. And I don't remember what else happened, but something else of Alex's stopped working. I think his microphone and his bass both stopped working. So then these two were playing. You couldn't hear either of us, and we're just out there.
The last one at the end of the earth that's playing.
That's true. That's true.
I have played shows in the past where the power went out, breaker.
You just have
everybody's just gone.
You just have guitar and drums while Alex and I are out there dancing in the rain, and then that was the end of the show. Yeah. And then we had to very carefully get all of the equipment, wrap it in plastic bags, and take it to the garage.
Rush it to the garage and dry it off with towels.
Yeah. So we're hoping for better weather this year because we're doing porch stock again.
If we're playing at the same place, right?
We don't know yet.
Okay, we don't know for sure.
We don't know what the plan is yet, but we'll figure that out later.
We arranged to just play in their garage.
Yeah.
This next year.
I will still hope for better weather. That was crazy.
They had a bar in their garage.
They have a bar in their garage. Yeah.
That was really cool.
Barrage.
Barrage. So the lightsaber.
I was about to say, you've alluded to it. Go ahead, tell the story.
Oh, well, in today's day and age, if you want to get anywhere with a lot of kind of businesses, you almost have to be a content creator. So when I was
Not a two-man prepare guy.
very early into okay, well, let's make some stuff for the internet, I guess. And it was literally the first thing Tim did with us as a band. It was like, okay, we're going out into the woods, bring your lightsaber.
May the 4th be with you.
And we posted it on May the 4th. And then I reposted it this last year on May the 4th. But yeah, first thing we ever did as a band with Tim was not play music. It was beat each other up with lightsabers.
With the lightsabers.
Yep.
We
Be careful on your endeavor to
My son
make
owns a
music
Darth.
that you don't accidentally just become an internet comedian.
and you don't fall to the dark side.
Oh.
We are a little.
They have cookies on the side.
There are companies that pay for people to go to retreats where they let the coworkers do that to each other so that they can. It's called team building.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
See, there you go. It's called team building.
Yeah, I
That's
have
gonna be our
I
new
have a
business
Darth
venture.
Maul
Yeah,
two-headed lightsaber in my house. It was my son's, and he never took it. It's like been left at my house. So
Was it your
like it
son?
worked out. I did a photo thing where I dressed up as Rorschach with the Darth Maul lightsaber. That's somewhere in our
I'm sure.
Facebook profile.
Alex's was his son's too, I'm sure. Alex doesn't have kids.
It's okay. You
As far as we know.
He's not here. You can talk as much shit as you want. It's fine.
You never know. Man, no, I'm not gonna talk too much smack. He's stuck at work.
Yeah, poor guy's working for the man.
He does not want to be there right now, so I'm gonna go easy on him.
He'd rather be here. But we don't have enough seats for him, so I guess it worked out for the best anyway.
Yeah.
He couldn't have been included anyway. It's fine.
I know. Look at the there's not enough room here.
Okay, so I always close with 2 questions that are kind of fun. Not that we haven't been having fun anyway. One of them is your dream tour lineup that includes you on the bill. Who do you want to tour with?
Mine's going currently, and I don't get to go see it at all, let alone be on it. Baby Metal and Hailstorm are touring together, and that is so cool.
That's not bad.
That is cool.
No, man. Imagine if they do a
Baby
song
Metal's kind
together.
of scary legit. I mean, they're kind of a hired up kind of group, like the backing band with them. But
Yeah.
still,
They can scream now. I saw videos. They can
Really?
Yeah.
Really, they haven't replaced any of the vocalists?
No.
Really?
No,
Good.
it's the same.
I'm
They've
glad.
replaced some of the backing band because one of the backing band members
Oh.
died a few years back.
Ooh.
But the vocalists, I mean, they're good. They're good at engage. I mean, they're very good. They've been doing what they've been doing since they were small children. So yeah, they're very good. But yeah, I think my dream tour would be with probably with Baby Metal and Hailstorm.
Who would I like to go on tour with?
This is gonna easily slip into just who do I want to see live?
Yeah, who do I want to see live again?
It's like, okay, who would we actually
Who do I want to open for just so I can watch them?
who would be a good fit musically for
Like,
us
there's no,
to,
I
put
don't
on a
know.
good
All
show,
the music that I
flavor-wise?
like wouldn't be a very good fit. So like, yeah, let's just go for like Igor and I don't know, Meshuggah. We'll just make it ridiculous, like the most, like Igor, Meshuggah, Little Evil. Like
Why not?
why not?
Why
That sounds
not?
like
I've seen
sounds like a
weirder
film.
lineups.
Yeah.
I
I've
saw
had people choose dead artists, so you.
Oh, well, in that case, can we go on tour with Oliver Tree? Bring him back from the dead.
Oh, I need Ozzy back. I want
Yeah.
to see, Ozzy again.
That was the first one.
Poor man.
And
can't.
the builds that don't make sense are a lot of fun because like many moons ago, I don't like thinking about how old I am, but we saw a band that they were called Almost Kings, and they are a rap rock band out of Atlanta, or were, and they opened for Seven Dust of all things. So it absolutely like did not make sense at all, but it worked really well because they got the crowd real pumped, and then Seven Dust came and they kill it all the time.
I blew
So
car stereo subwoofers with Seven Dust in the past. Like blew like 2 of my subwoofers with one of their albums. Yeah,
I got
it was
to
that
meet
good.
their guitar player.
Really?
Yeah, Manhattan Blockade opened for them at Steamboat Days.
Oh, gotcha.
So we got to meet them backstage. Me and my friend Tyler got to talking to their guitar players about baling hay. Because before they started playing music, they just worked on a farm.
Peak
and that's
Iowa
all they
conversation.
did. Yeah. We had like an hour-long conversation about baling hay with the Seven Dust guitar players.
that's awesome.
And then it got to the point where, because the concert was over, they just started having too many beers and they're like, all right, I need to go to my trailer. You have a good one. That was pretty much
That's
Yeah,
responsible, though.
they waited till the show was done and they had like a whole hour-long conversation, but like,
Yeah.
then it was time.
they're
you know.
rock stars. They got a party.
Mm-hmm.
I met Lejean at that show, and he hung out with us for a little while, and he took pictures with me, and then they were like, "So, we're going inside, right?" And the bands all went inside to do their post show drinking. They'd already done their meet and greet and everything, so it was very professional. But I mean, yeah. So, but they're very nice people. They are extremely nice. I've never heard anyone say anything negative about them.
Mother,
Yeah. Okay. So the final question, and a lot of people don't like this one.
don't like it.
Yeah. Okay. Because so I'm gonna phrase it the way I phrase it. I have a disclaimer. Okay. So the question is, what is your, aside from music, what is your hobby that you enjoy doing? And a lot of people struggle with that because apparently a lot of you guys do nothing but music. So
Dungeons and Dragons
We're-
and Magic the Gathering.
We're huge
Okay,
nerds.
see?
I love
Easy
Dungeons
answer.
and Dragons. I was a dungeon master for almost like 10 years, and it was awesome. And I play Magic the Gathering with the guitar player from my first band still, like every couple Friday nights. Josh has me over, and yep, so fantasy stuff.
Okay, see? Easy answer. All right.
Yeah, I also really like Dungeons and Dragons. Right now, my Dungeons and Dragons group is actually doing a different RPG called Vampire the Masquerade. So it's like a vampire themed tabletop RPG. Super cool, super fun. Also video games. Like right now, I mean, Briar likes this game a lot too. We're playing Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate!
Baldur's
Oh,
Gate 3 is so good.
Gale is my.
I should have not bought Helldivers 2 and bought Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
should.
we could spend the next
I
hour talking
regret
about
that.
video
I regret
games.
the purchase.
Yay! Then y'all have to come back on here and we'll discuss video games.
I won't plug my
Please.
Warframe account. I threatened
No,
to.
you
can
notice
do
the
it.
perfect time.
Do
That's
it,
your other
do
hobby.
it.
He's got a
I
Warframe. I
have
have
so
so many hobbies though. That's the problem. I do like everything else besides music too. I mean, there's a lot of music related hobbies that are tech related. I like to kind of like work on guitar amps. I kind of ended up with a job at a music store from that hobby, and just general, trying to fix things and whatnot. Recently got into motorcycles and fixing motorcycles. Yeah, like what's the joke? When I'm dead, send me through the carbs another time. That's the motorcycle group joke. But yeah, obviously I'm a lifelong video gamer. I like to play my video games, build computers and things
What does
like that.
Alex do?
What does Alex do? Alex plays video games.
Alex does play video games?
Yeah, he also really likes tabletop RPGs. He wanted to run Call of Cthulhu for the longest time, but trying to get a group of adults together is so hard. Like planning band practice and planning Dungeons and Dragons in the same week is hard.
And I'm the only one with kids in this group, so yeah.
And it's
And they're adults now, so that shows you how out of touch I am.
No, you're just tired all the time when you're an adult. Kids or no kids,
Okay.
you're just tired all the time. There's never a time you're not exhausted. It's fine. I should know. She's like, yep. Okay, so is there anything else that y'all want to say? Just general?
show lineups.
Show lineup.
Man, I usually can just rattle these off.
Oh, he has his phone. He's
Well, okay,
We have
so
shows.
this Saturday, I don't know when you're posting this, but Saturday from today is the 27th, and we're playing at Vinnie's Long Branch in Fort Madison. And then July 11th, we're going to be at the Montrose Sandbar in Montrose, Iowa. Oh, yep. And after that, I got to look or I'm going to get my dates mixed
Here
up.
it is.
Oh, okay. So we have a couple really cool. I can't talk about that one yet.
We have
We
a
have a top-
mystery
we have a
show
top
coming
secret
up. You
show
gotta
that
follow
we
us
can't
on
tell you.
socials to see it.
Yes, yeah. If you want to know about the super cool mystery show that I'm super excited about, you got to follow us on Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram. And you should also follow
subscribe on
Dixie
YouTube.
Rocker while you're there. Um,
Totally not a clue.
um, the other shows I can talk about, on the 24th of July, we are playing at Gabe's and we're opening up for a Japanese band called Kaza. It's the front person is a woman that plays bass guitar and she's like a classically trained vocalist. I'm so excited to watch them. Um,
I
and
already sent you a friend request.
that was the band page.
Oh, that was the
She
band
didn't
page.
follow me. She
Not
followed
the
the band
personal, not the
page.
personal.
We'll work on. We're gonna bond. I know it. I know
Okay.
it. I feel it in my heart.
We're gonna get a picture of that.
Do you have a girl crush? I got a You hate to it.
And the other shows we have.
I kind of have one too. It's okay.
What is this? I'm trying to. 8 is August. Yes. Okay. In August we're gonna be in Iowa City. We're playing the Alley Cat on August 29th, and then Fort Madison Porch Stock is coming up in September. Then there's the Magical Mystery Show, and then we're gonna be back at Vinnie's in November. So yeah.
Fort Madison and Iowa City, here we come.
Oh,
You
October
heard
10th
it here
also.
first.
Locally famous.
Yeah.
I do a big well, last year was the first year, but I am determined it is happening again this year. I do a big mental health services fundraiser. I'm looking at October 10th for that this year, so we'll be playing that
To be announced.
in Burlington. I'm working with a venue right now trying to hopefully hammer it out, but I am manifesting it is going to happen. It's going to be bigger and better than last year. Last year we raised $2,000 for local mental health resources. So hopefully we can raise even more this year.
That's the show I met my boyfriend at.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Best show ever.
You did all kinds of good that day.
Best show ever.
Yeah, no, I'm very proud of that. I won't sugarcoat. I'm very, very,
Yeah.
that's probably in my entire life, that is the proudest I am of anything I've ever done. So I really, really want to keep that rolling because it's something that's very important to me.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you for having
This
us.
has been a lot of fun, and I hope y'all come back on again.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe
Love that.
with Alex.
Yes.
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 So that means you have as much time as needed to get a fourth seat for him to make sure everyone fits, and then
Yes.
You can sit on an amp.
Yeah, we got more
again,
amps.
hey, like I said, it's rock and roll, guys. Y'all are doing it right. All right. Thank y'all, and y'all have a wonderful night.
You
Thank
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.